What's up, guys? Sports Runs on Diesel here. Game 3 of the NBA Finals is in the books as Toronto takes a 2-1 series lead against Golden State with a 123-109 victory. Things to take from this game: Leonard with a very quiet 30 points. And the reason why I say that is because Toronto supporting cast was fantastic in Game 3 here. You know, you had Lowry, who stepped up 23 points, 9 assists. You had Siakam, Danny Green with 18 points apiece, Gasol with 17, Van Vliet off the bench with 11 points as well, hitting that key three-pointer late in the game to keep it at double digits. Toronto also shot 50, 40, 90, 50% from the field, 40% from three-point range, 90% from the free throw line. Third time in NBA Finals history that has happened. The last time it happened was the 2017 Golden State Warriors in Game 2 against Cleveland. And the first time that happened in NBA Finals history was the 1986 Boston Celtics against Houston in Game 2 of the 1986 NBA Finals. So Golden State gave up a lot of stuff in Game 3. In Game 3 here, Curry did all he could, 47 points, tried to do everything he could to keep his team in it, but just not enough scoring from his supporting cast in Game 3 to keep up with Toronto's hot shooting. And also, Toronto with 10 blocks in Game 3, 6 of them by your boy Serge Ibaka, who had a Fountain of Youth night late in that game. 6 blocks, blocking everything that he could. If Toronto gets Serge Ibaka to be that young rim protector like he was in OKC, Golden State's going to be in some trouble here, especially if Kevin Durant does not come back and play. If Klay Thompson does come back, Golden State, I believe, will have enough firepower to beat them like in Game 2, even though I still think Toronto should have won Game 2. They just gave up a halftime lead that they shouldn't have given up, and they gave up a 20-0 run that they shouldn't have given up. Something uncharacteristic of the Toronto defense. But keys to Game 4 here: if you're Toronto, if you're Kyle Lowry, if you're Nick Nurse, you need to tell Kyle Lowry to stop fouling. He has committed 83 fouls here in the NBA playoffs, most by any player. The second player on that list has 69 fouls. So if you're Nick Nurse, you need to tell Kyle Lowry to stop making stupid fouls and stop putting Curry on the line, because he really has the early assignment against Curry until Van Vliet comes in and takes over for at least majority of the second half, and when he comes in to take out Kyle Lowry for some rest in the first half. So if you're Kyle Lowry, please stop fouling Steph Curry, because you keep Golden State in the game big time. Second, if you're Toronto, take advantage of the injured Golden State Warriors. Durant's out. Klay Thompson was out last night. Kevin Looney was out last night. So if you're Toronto, you need to take advantage of this and shut this series down to tomorrow night in Game 4 and go back to Toronto with a 3-1 series lead to close it out. But like I said, if Klay Thompson comes back, look out, Toronto. Toronto's going to have to adjust defensively to Klay Thompson, and it's very possible Kevin Durant might come back for Game 4, and they could drop a bombshell on Toronto. And now defensive matchups are going to be all out of sorts for Toronto in terms of guarding. I mean, obviously, we're going to know that Kawhi Leonard is going to have that assignment of guarding Kevin Durant. But with that being said, though, if Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson come back at the same time, it's going to be a bombshell for Toronto here, and Golden State could put up 130 points in Game 4. But Kevin Durant hasn't even been cleared to even have full contact in practice, so we will see what happens here in the next day or so. Also, if you're Toronto, you need more of the same from the supporting cast. That's what I need to see from Toronto supporting cast. Lowry, Siakam, Danny Green, Gasol. They were very aggressive on the offensive end, and, they made key shots when they need to make key shots, keeping it a double-digit lead, stalling Golden State's runs late in games to keep the game close. But if you're Toronto, you need to have more of the same from the supporting cast here. If you're Golden State, on the other side, get healthy. Get Kevin Durant back. Get Klay Thompson back. Because once Kevin Durant comes back, Golden State is going to be fully loaded, and Golden State will definitely win this series. I just don't know if Toronto's going to win this series if Kevin Durant comes back. That's why my prediction is Toronto in 7. As long as Kevin Durant is not playing, Toronto has a huge chance of winning this series. So, but if you're Golden State, get healthy. Also, if you're Steve Kerr, please tell Boogie Cousins to step his game up. He played pitiful, absolutely pitiful in game 3 here. 3 points, 1 of 7 shooting in 19 minutes. You need more from Boogie Cousins. We know Boogie Cousins is hobbled. You could tell last night. Iguodala was hobbled. He was missing open shots last night. But if you're the big thing for Golden State, get healthy and get the job done in game 4 and tie this series up, going to game 5 in Toronto. But I want to thank you guys for your time. Follow me on Sports Runs on Diesel. Have a good day.